Greetings, everyone. This is Judge coming to you once again with another video of understanding the Rashi Zodiac Signs series. And today, tonight, or this morning, wherever you are worldwide, we are talking about the Khumbha Rashi, or the Aquarius, the 11th sign of the Rashi Zodiac. We're almost at the end of this journey, but not quite. It's the penultimate sign of all of the signs. So, what does it mean to be or to have an Aquarius? Well, for one, we all have Aquarius. That's why this series is designed to pinpoint what Aquarius means to everyone, regardless of your ascendant. So, let's just start off by saying this Aquarius is an air sign, it's an intellectual sign, also very vata in nature in Ayurvedic terms. It's ruled by the graha or planet of Saturn. This is the extroverted or expressive side of Saturn, whereas Capricorn is more of the introverted or feminine side of the great malefic taskmaster. So when it comes to Aquarius energy, it is involved with idealism, lots of individuality, accomplishment, yet wants everyone else to be. Highly networking, hopes, wishes, and dreams coming true, big network, and knowing, knowing a lot of things. As somebody, or most would say, we're in the age of Aquarius, as in the water bearer, because that's the symbol that's popularly known for Aquarius. Even though it's an air sign, it's called water bearer because it's water pouring down from the heavens, giving us knowledge. So, what would it mean to have Aquarius in your life? Well, that's exactly what it means. It's the area of high knowledge, knowing something. Not to take away from Sagittarius, which is high knowledge, but Aquarius is all about just full blown accomplishments in this life. It's all about gains. Everything that you have achieved is here and it's manifested. So the reason why I said the 11th sign is everything that you have gained in life before retirement or giving it all the way as to the 12th house or Mina Rashi or Pisces. So we're going to expound on that today. What does it mean to have Aquarius in your chart, regardless of your sign? So Aquarius, as you know, I'm a Vedic astrologer. I mainly focus on these sidereal placements. And that means Aquarius is February 15th to March 15th, not the tropical signs as you would refer to as January 21st to February 19th. We're not going by that here because that's the misconception of horoscoping, zodiac, and astrology because of the differences between the tropical placements and the sidereal placements. They differentiate by approximately 23 degrees. It's much simpler and it's more comprehensible to follow the sidereal placement because it's virtually mid month to month instead of virtually the early 20 days of each month, ending in the late teens. So I advise you for my early users, learn sidereal placements. Know what that means. It's going to shift your entire chart and it will reveal something about you that you never thought exists. So let's get started here. What does it mean to have Aquarius in the ascendant Lagna, Rash, or first house? What does it mean? Aquarius rising, you've partaken a life to get things done already. Because the Aquarius is like that old veteran that refuses to retire. The moment you come out your mother's womb, it's like You're that Benjamin Buttons type of character. You come out old, not looking old, but just being infused with elderly wisdom. So if you're an Aquarius ascendant, your ruler is Saturn, and Saturn is going to ascertain you get karma done early in life. That means as a child, you're going to have to work harder. You may partake in responsibilities to where they expect you to know your stuff and to take charge and be optimistic and idealistic. It's mildly different from Capricorn because when you're Capricorn, they already expect greatness. But Aquarius, it's like you was born great, and I really have nothing else to prove anymore because it's subsequent to Capricorn. So take into account, everyone, if you're an Aquarius ascendant, if you're the eldest, that's pretty much the role that fits you. Because let me tell you why. If you're an Aquarius ascendant and you're the oldest, they just they just know you know what to do. You may be a bit of a foul mouth because growing up you had to deal with a lot of people's problems other than your own. And you just said screw it because since they won't listen to you, since you have all the answers, your peers will get frustrated with you because you come into the group already knowing, avoiding stupidity and adolescent mistakes, even if you're a child. So growing up, you have this attitude of I'm surrounded by idiots, morons, imbeciles. And that's where Aquarians have to really look at themselves and realize maybe not everybody had my life experience. Everybody just can't comprehend things the way I do. You see the world for the big picture. So your job, Aquarius, is to help people understand life is not always about mistakes. It could just be about getting it right. That's why y'all the natural humanitarians. That's why you're the natural idealists. And you just know how to get things done. You know how to bring everybody together because it's an air sign, highly intelligible, so smart to where you get mad at yourself that people can't speak your language. You like for others to just tell it to you straight. So Aquarius ascendants in the first house, yeah, it was tough growing up because it's not only Saturn's your ruler. In some texts, Rahu is the co-ruler. So that's double malefics. So yeah, it's tough, it's rocky, but the world needs you because you're our inspiration. I know a lot of Aquarians. Yeah, y'all rough, man or woman, but y'all give it to us straight. And this soft world needs that toughness. So I want to thank all of you Aquarians. Thank you for being hard on us. Because at the end of the day, I know when we're working hard, you're looking back at us with a smile on your face. Now, as I said, this series involves everybody that has an Aquarius in their chart. So we're going to go on to the second house, and this is for the Makara Rashi ascendants or the Capricorn ascendants. So, what is second house? Second house is your family, money, gains, food, earnings, not gains, earnings. Your face, eyes, nose, lips, ears, and neck. Family members from extended and immediate. So, what does it mean to have Capricorn ascended with Aquarius in your second house? Well, as I aforementioned, your family are already out there in the world doing things for others. A very extroverted family. They're not sitting around thinking of what they need to accomplish. They're thinking of how to help others get accomplished. So if Aquarius is your second house, I expect for your family to go out on a lot of parades, a lot of speeches, and being involved in the community because that's what Aquarius is all about. Network. You have a networking family. If there was a campaign for an elected official, your family would be involved. Almost as if you were in high school. Capricorn parents or Capricorn family members have family that are involved in boosters. For my friends in the East, boosters are fundraisers for high school programs, i.e., track and field, band, arts and crafts, theater, you name it. They're there. So when it comes to having Aquarius in the second house, your family is highly involved in systems and conglomerates, nonprofit organizations bigger than themselves. Third house Aquarius. If you have Khumbha Rashi as your third house, I am talking to the Danas Rashi Lagna, so the Sagittarius ascendants. Again, Sagittarius is the sign that shoots for the heavens, the great debaters. You can't have me bound. All right. So, third house is the house of local communities, communications, big siblings, mainly younger siblings, brothers and sisters, neighbors, efforts, perseverances, hobbies, energy levels, and courage. You put Aquarius in the third house for a Sagittarius, they're going to curse you out. They don't shy away from confronting anyone because it's that Aquarius energy. That Saturn is accomplished. There's nothing you can tell in a Sagittarius that they haven't already known with Aquarius in the third house, and I'm going to tell you why. You go to a Sagittarius home, and their neighbors are always out and about doing something. They're the ones that would allow politicians' signs to be stuck in their yard, or on a holiday to where they have the flags sticking out in their yards. They will talk to you, they'll speak to you. These neighbors are not shy, and they would love to know who are you voting for. What's your political stance when it comes to neighbors? Now, when it comes to hobbies for Sagittarius, it's all about the big picture. Because example, my daughter, while in college, she had a friend that was a Sagittarius ascendant, and with the Aquarius being his third house, he's all about networking himself because those are his hobbies. So whatever your hobbies are as a Sagittarius ascendant, is for something bigger than yourself, for to put yourself out there because it's still an air sign. Anytime you put an air sign in a third house, you want to be known in your local community. And within short distance travels, you may be driving a car with your small business logo on the car. So think about that, Sagittarians. Maximize your communication skills with that Saturnian, airy, outgoing Aquarius energy. Network yourself because that's what you're all about. Now, we're going to go to Aquarius in the fourth house. And this is for the Scorpio or the Varishika Rashi Lagna ascendants. Fourth house is the house of your parents, mainly the mother, your early education. And I'm going to talk to you about this. When it comes to education, parents are the first teachers. They're the first ones to teach you things, how to survive, skills, thinking, speaking, and etiquettes. Aquarius here, this could be a bit challenging for Scorpio Rashi Ascendant because any house that Saturn rules is going to lack emotion because Saturn is Vata, it's dry. It's it'll drain the life force out of you. So if you grow up as a Scorpio ascendant, your parents may be detached in ways, or they're too involved raising somebody else's children because Aquarius is about networking. Your parents may never be home, or your parents are always out doing something for the community. They may be workaholics, or a lot of times you may have an older parent, you're the younger in birth order, and they just don't have time for you. because you may have a large birth order where there's more sibling Scorpios. To by the time that mom or that dad gets to you, they're older because Aquarius is an older sign. So I don't want you to take this the wrong way, Scorpios. The way your life is designed, your parents have to be there for you last because that's how you become powerful. You don't become as codependent. I know a lot of Scorpios that are self functioning. So everything that happens to you is for a karmic purpose. So please, whatever resentment you hold towards your parents, mainly the mother, it's because the world needed her before you arrived. Love her for who she is and appreciate your home the way it was designed for your purpose to be powerful. Now, the fifth house, if you have Khumbha in your fifth house, this is a good placement because it's a tricone, which is a virtue. Fifth house, first house, and ninth house, this is the tricone. That means they're all air signs here. So what that tells me, your ascendant is Thula Rashi or Libra ascendant. What does it mean to have Aquarius in your fifth house, Librans? It's about creativity, self expression, having fun, sports activities, competitions, your children, your romantic interests, mainly love marriage, speculative gains, and celebrity status. This is virtually the house that brings out your inner adolescent teen. It's also intermediate education. You put Saturn here or Aquarius there. Librans become great student body presidents. Yes, you do. Because you see both sides. You're the type of politician that doesn't want to fight dirty. You want to fight clean, may the best man or the best woman win. So throughout your teen years, you were a leader. You were the type of friend that everybody wanted to get involved in. You may have had friends that were enemies to each other, but they knew you would not betray them. So I can put it to you this way. You have Aquarius in the fifth house. I can see you doing something for the school or the community that really, I think the screen is a bit blurry here. If y'all can still see me, I could see you doing something for your school bigger than yourself. And even as an adult, there, that's much better. All right. Even as an adult, your children will be highly involved in the community. In America, there's a group called Girl Scouts. And ever so often, they would come by knocking on the door to sell their products, i.e., cookies. And the parents that'll be chaperoning them while the other parent is waiting in the car, patrolling through the neighborhood. That's what I would call an Aquarius fifth house. You have your children doing something bigger than themselves, very responsible at a young age. So keep that in mind. All right. We have Aquarius in the sixth house. And this is for the Kanya Rashi or the Virgo ascendants. This is the house of obstruction, obstacles, debts, diseases, small animals, mainly pets, that you have to look after or to caretake. So, what does that mean? If you're a Virgo, your challenge is dealing with network circles. Any sign that's in the sixth house, that's the sign that can defeat the ascendant. That's why it's there in the sixth. So if a Virgo is trying to solve problems, they gotta do it on a much larger scale. Virgos are very meticulous, they're very preparatory, but they have to do it for the masses. And that would drive their computers haywire. In order for a Virgo to overcome this outer, airy, extroverted challenge, they have to really become adaptable. Because when you have Aquarius in the sixth house, you're going to be doing that day-to-day grind where people need you. They want you to be in the forefront. And Virgos tend to get stage fright. But that Aquarius is here to challenge them because we need to see that perfection on display. We need to know that somebody has it all under control. So if you have Aquarius as your sixth house, there's no point in running from it because it's there for you. When it comes to paying off debts, when it comes to handling challenges, you got to think outside the box, Aquarius. You have to be optimistic because if you do it the way you do it, you're going to lose every single time. So get uncomfortable with yourself because Aquarius is going to challenge you like a drill sergeant. Aquarius in the seventh house for the Simha Rashi Leo ascendants. This is the yin to the yang. If you're a Leo ascendant, it's all about you. You love to make people happy as long as they follow you. Aquarius is different. Let me tell you why. Aquarian, they don't care about how they look. They don't care about how you make them feel. They want to know if it's about others because Aquarius represents the people. In the seventh house of marriage, business, partnership, sexual desires, and total opposition, that Aquarius is going to challenge the Leo. Can you stop looking in the mirror? Can you please get the letter I out of your vocabulary and put we there? So if you were to marry Leo, your partner, they're going to want to be about the entire community. They want to know if their marriage is a upstanding example to others. You're going to also have to come across meeting up with your spouse's friends that you're not going to enjoy alike. And that's something that a Leo must learn. It's not about you. It's about everyone else. Because that airy energy that Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius will bring, it's all about reaching out. It's all about enjoying life and communicating. So that a veteran Aquarius air energy doesn't want us to be romantic all of the time. They want your marriage to help others be romantic. So that Aquarius seventh house is going to make that Leo not be so self-centered, but more humanitarian. Now, with the eighth house, Aquarius, this is for the Karkata Rashis or the Cancer ascendants. The eighth house is about death, bad news, sex, rebirth, transformation, uncomfortable situations, scandal, shamefulness. Here's the advice I would give to you, Cancer Rashi ascendants. If you are involved with anyone, you will feel more comfortable losing or having your dirty laundry aired by someone you know. You are too afraid to have things that happen to you to around is no one involved. A Cancer would be more comfortable going to bed with an old friend or someone they grew up with because Cancer needs that security. And the eighth house is about insecurity because it's opposite to the second house of security. When it comes to cancers, surgeries, diseases, mishaps, they need their support group. They're the ones to go on Facebook and says, I'm hurting, but she won't put it or he won't put it on public. he would put it on friends only or those close to them. So you best believe if a Cancer is in some sort of a bind, it's going to only be the ones that are close to their hearts. When they're on their deathbed, it's going to only be those that have been there for them in intricate parts of their lives. And I would say that's a good thing because Cancers are very optimistic about things that are taboo because they're nurturing, they're real personable. So that air energy in the eighth house would not allow them to be afraid of horror as long as they have a support group around them. The ninth house, again, this is a trine trachona placement. This is the house of father, teachings, higher learning, long distance travels, exporting. Now, this is the house of blessings and dharma. I would say for the Gemini Ascendants or the Mithuna Rashi Lagnas, your father, he he was probably a great man that you probably didn't see much of because Aquarius is very networking. You weren't there. Your father expected a lot of you, but not as hard on you as if you were a Taurus ascendant. But as a Gemini, you probably grew up seeing your father curse a lot, make everybody laugh. He shot straight to the hip. When it comes to traveling, you would go to places where everybody else has been or places that people would recommend because Geminis, they don't like to see the world. They want to stay within close quarters because you're naturally the third sign of local communities. So if you were to go anywhere to a university, it would have to be a place where your friends would go, or would have to be a place to where you know it's legitimate, somewhere for you to shine. Because since Mercury rules your chart, Geminis, you want a challenge to where you know everything. You're trying to avoid a lot of mistakes because with Saturn ruling your ninth house, it's going to put some pressure for you to be there for a long time. But might as well it be at a school that you're familiar with because Geminis, they like to know and win. They don't want to make that many mistakes. So just know having an air sign in the ninth house, your blessings are everywhere, but they do fluctuate. So if you're going to travel, you're probably going to go with a lot of your friends because you're very loquacious. You're very talkative. Go where your father is, travel the world and see your friends, and you're also the type that would like to graduate with your friends. All right. Aquarius in the 10th house. This is the apex house, the highest place in your chart. It's your prime, it's your duty to the world. Aquarius in the 10th house belongs to the Vrishabha Rashis or the Taurus ascendants. Ooh, Taurans are about security, safety, and to have a fixed Aquarius sign in the 10th house. Taurans would like to have the type of job to where it's big expansion, somewhat of an MNC, multinational company. You want to be in a position where you have a platform of security. However, you also want to be a speaker at that place. This is the only area where Taurans aren't shy anymore because they know they have a high post of secured wealth there. So, Taurans, at your place of work, this is when you're outspoken. This is when you can finally shine and puff your chest. Because remember, Aquarians is about post accomplishment, it's about gains. You're going to get a lot of success with Aquarius in the 10th house, Taurans. That's why y'all always have money. You have good secure jobs. It's not a bad thing. You're not the entrepreneurial type. Air signs are. You're the earth sign. You're more into labor, teaching, stability. Remember that. So when you have a job, you may transfer, you're going to do other things, but it's going to be in that same position. You could go from a manufacturing job, yet you're going to go to another manufacturing job because you like to keep that fixed intelligence about you. All right. Aquarius in the 11th house. This is its natural placement for the Mesha or the Aries ascendants. Aquarius is home here. So everything that I aforementioned about having Aquarius in the first house, it applies to the 11th. But the 11th house is about big brother, elder siblings, network circles, friendship, gains, nepotism, sycophancy, fanfare, fan service, hopes, wishes, dreams, and desires coming true. This is that placement for Aquarius and Aries ascendants. Everything that happens here, you may have some siblings that are very popular. Even if you're the eldest sibling, you're popular. People love you. You come off as for the people. You're fun to be around, throw down your life, and you're just a hero or a heroine. Having this type of network circle will take an Aries far in life if it's not impacted by bad dignity planets or malefics. You want to have a strong 11th house sign because it gives you lucrative gains in life. A lot of celebrities or a lot of affluent people of opulence has placements in the 11th house. My advice to anyone that has a strong 11th house, don't take advantage of it. A lot of people that are misfortunate are looking up to you. So just be advised, Aries ascendants, if you got Aquarius with a lot of planets there, just know you're here to help so many others because it's also the house of other people's children. This is a clear, strong sign that you do look after other people's children and welfare. Now, the final house is the 12th. This is the house of endings, the legacy you leave, your privacy, isolation, and how you will end your life. Jails, hospitals, asylums, places where for you to be alone. This is for the Mina or Pisces ascendants. Pisces are very dreamy. They have a very ebb and flow temperament to their lives. To have Aquarius here, that means whatever that they do is behind them. So your accomplishments, your circles, anything that your friends, leave them behind because your friends are in foreign. Pisces, when you look, you can't really give them a description because it's the final sign. They've been through them all. They don't look like an Aries. They don't look like a Taurus. They don't look like a Virgo. They don't look like a Sagittarius because they're fish. They've been through all of the waters. So with Aquarius being in the 12th house, when they are alone, they have a lot. They're going to have a lot of people at their house because Pisces are lovable people. It reminds me of the movie Forrest Gump when he all of a sudden he decided to go jogging and a big network followed him. But have you noticed he couldn't see them because the 12th house is his shadow, but everybody's seeing his greatness. So for Pisces or Mina ascendant, all of your big networks, friends, and inner circles, and those that look up to you, they're behind you. So what that means, you just got to keep on swimming. That's why it's called a school of fish. There's somebody in the front, but you can't afford to look back because they're relying on you. So in your 12th house, Pisces ascendants, your legacy is that everybody or an adornment, because your weirdness where you're from is marvelous overseas. So I want to conclude with that. Aquarius is that old veteran that refuses to retire. It's that mad scientist because they know so much, so many ideas. And if you blow it off, they're going to want to do it anyway because they know their ideas are worth manifesting. So I want to end that. My name is Judge. Please subscribe to Judge's Vedic Perspective. Hit that subscribe button, and I'm going to be launching more videos. Again, if you are not an Aquarius Ascendant, this still applies to you because I just went over all the Aquarian placements throughout the houses. And I have a business going that's called the Cosmic Answer LLC, where my bride Gigi and I are head of. We're going to be providing services, natal chart readings, intuitive readings, you name it. So follow us, the Cosmic Answer LLC. Until the next time, be blessed and namaste.